And now taking a look at some news from across the Piedmont Triad area of North Carolina, WGHP Fox 8 is reporting that a lawsuit has been filed against the Stokes County Sheriff and multiple deputies, claiming that investigators illegally entered a man's home and assaulted him. The lawsuit, filed on Monday, March the 4th by Larry Gray Blakely Sr., names Sergeant Josh Mabe, Sheriff Joey Lemons, Captain Terry Dalton, and deputies Cody Smith and Monty Wolf. Now, 2 years earlier, on March the 4th of 2021, the lawsuit says that Mabe, Smith, and Wolf were attempting to serve a warrant on 53-year-old Larry Gray Blakely Jr. But instead, the lawsuit says the deputies stormed the home of Blakely Sr., who was then 75 years old, who lived 3 miles away from the address for Blakely Jr. that was listed on the warrant. According to the lawsuit, the younger Blakely did not live at his father's address and looks vastly different from his father, who's more than 20 years older. The lawsuit says that Blakely Sr. had not consented to deputies entering his home. Blakely writes in the suit that as of March 4th, 2021, he had not had any contact with Larry Blakely Jr. since October of 2020. And there was no reason to believe that he would have been at his house on that date. Blakely Sr. alleges that Mabe, Smith, and Wolf had personal knowledge that Larry Blakely Jr. did not live at the address and had no legal right to enter his home. The deputies then allegedly used excessive force against Blakely Sr., who had multiple medical conditions and was not armed. According to the lawsuit, the deputies physically threw Blakely Sr. onto the floor and began to kick him in the torso, including once in the head, and his hand repeatedly stomped on. The elderly man broke a rib and 2 vertebrae, and a photograph taken that day by his granddaughter and included in the lawsuit shows significant deep purple bruising all along the side of the man's body and bruises on his arms and legs. Now, the lawsuit goes on to say that Blakely Sr. begged Stokes County Sheriff deputies to refrain from assaulting him and informed them that he had a medical condition that will become inflamed if they continued to do so. The lawsuit says the defendants engaged in such use of force that Blakely Sr., while he was handcuffed, and that no one had provided any medical care to him before taking him to jail. While Blakely Sr. was released, when he was released from jail, his daughter called for medical assistance, and he was examined by EMTs and then taken to the hospital. The lawsuit alleges the 3 deputies broke Blakely Sr.'s back and a rib. In the aftermath of the alleged assault, Blakely Sr. alleges that he wanted to file a complaint against the deputies involved, but Captain Terry Dalton of the Stokes County Sheriff's Office intervened, telling the family that he had seen the tapes and there was no need to file a complaint. The lawsuit also alleges that Dalton and Sheriff Joey Lemons knew of prior excessive force complaints against Mabe, Smith, and Wolf, but failed to take any corrective action. The lawsuit says the assault caused Blakely Sr. to endure excruciating pain, mental suffering, permanent physical injury, the loss of mobility, and the ability to care for himself, debilitating anxiety, sleeplessness, a loss of personal sense of security, and other losses. Now, there is a lot more information about this lawsuit against the Stokes County Sheriff's Office, and if you would like to read it, you can do so by going to the Fox 8 website. It's myfox8.com, or we've included a link, and you can find it from our Star News TV Facebook page, facebook.com/Star News TV.